Just give us a sense of the strategy you've just unveiled for General Motors in the East African region.
Yep. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Traffic in Nairobi is challenging, but I'm from São Paulo, so I'm kind of a little bit used to that. In terms of our reorganization that we did in General Motors Africa operation at the end of the year, we split the continent in North Africa and Sub-Sahara Africa, like I said, at the end of last year, with the focus of making sure that we have a reinforced focus on product and customer in the region that are quite different in the continent, as you well know. And now we are in the process of moving to another step in this organization, which is the integration of the Sub-Sahara region, particularly our operations in East Africa and South Africa. And this is a very special moment for us because the operation in East Africa will play a significant role in this reorganization in our focus to grow in Sub-Sahara. We just nominated a new leader for the region, for the operation here, that is Rita Cavachi, and she is going to be responsible to manage the East Africa operation as well as the whole export focus into the Sub-Sahara region.
Tell us about the opportunities that lie in Africa today. Good sales figures for South Africa, promising figures in East Africa.
Exactly. No, it's very promising. We see the opportunities here in the continent in a very positive way, as you mentioned. In South Africa, we are growing above 20% as far as industry. And General Motors in South Africa is growing above 40%, so much higher than the industry, which is very good. It tells about the strength of our product portfolio. And here in East Africa, we are also just had a very strong year 2010. We were #1 in the market here last year, and we see 2011 going through a great opportunity, particularly in one area that we are very strong, which is the buses. With the new laws in the country here provides excellent opportunity to grow the bus business in the country.
How have you been impacted by the rising oil price, the volatility of international currencies, the tsunami in a major producer country like Japan, for instance, that should impact on the flow of vehicle parts and vehicles themselves?
Well, you know, our industry has been a volatile industry for many years. I mean, I think one characteristic is that one has to have in order to be successful in this industry, in particular in this industry in Africa, is flexibility. All the factors that you just mentioned definitely will have impact in the operation. But at this point, I think we have a good variety of products that can handle additional fuel price. No question, it's going to be impacted, but I think we are well positioned in there. As far as the most recent impact on Japan, unfortunately, disaster, we are working very hard with our team in Japan, our teams around the continents to minimize the impact. At this point, what I can tell you for our customer in East Africa, that we do have inventory to carry on our operation for the next 2 months. And we are working very hard to minimize the impact that we're going to have in the region.
Earlier you said that one of your competitive advantages is the fact that you produce commercial vehicles, particularly buses, and you're part of the solution for the bus rapid transit system that the government has introduced. That also leads me to the question as to your relationship with the Kenyan government, because General Motors in East Africa has entered that market almost on a joint venture with the government.
We have excellent relationship with the Kenyan government, and we have excellent relationship with our partner, Isuzu, related to production of chassis for buses. And I think those two things are very, very key for us to make sure we have a good product for the market conditions that are required here. We see this is something that we are focused to improve and make even stronger going forward.
Right. And is that the model that you pursue in other African countries now that you're quite bullish about economies like Angola? Can you only do it on a solid partnership with the government?
No, absolutely not. This actually is quite unique about our operation here in Kenya. We really don't have that kind of partnership in any other country in the continent. Our strength, the strength of General Motors in the continent is pretty much related to our product portfolio. We have a very vast product portfolio, and we are able to adjust, what is the right product for any given market. Some of the products we may be sourcing locally, some we may be sourcing any other place around the world. Can be US, it can be Europe, can be China, can be Korea. So we have this large portfolio and a large manufacturing footprint that allow us to really identify what is the best solution for each market.
And finally, tell us about your operations outside of Kenya. I mean, that's one of your hotspots, so is South Africa, but you've also identified Nigeria, Angola and Ghana as other real growth spots for General Motors in Africa. What sort of strategy would you employ in these? And it's interesting that all of them are oil producers. Is there a link?
Well, this is one of the things. I think we are looking more into the markets that are having stronger economic growth, more than if it's oil producer or not. I mean, to the list I can certainly add Senegal, I can certainly add Zimbabwe. Those are markets that are definitely right now offering us good opportunity. And I just wanted to reemphasize that the decision we made to have Rita Kabachi, that is a Kenyan leader that manages East Africa, also managing the growth of General Motors in this market, they give us good security that we have somebody with strong experience, understanding the market, understanding the needs, and we will be able to provide, great products, superior service for those markets that we just talked about. So we are very enthusiastic about the opportunity that we have to grow the business going forward.